Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be here today with Hope Easterbrook, a Broadway performer. I'm Jordana, the South Bronx community educator, and we're going to chat a little bit about performing. When did you start performing?
I started performing pretty early. I started dancing when I was about 5. Both my parents were actually in theater.
Wow.
So I was like, quote unquote, like a little bit of a Broadway baby in the sense that both my parents, my dad was on Broadway, but both of them, they met doing a show. So it was kind of in my blood, honestly. I started auditioning and then I booked my first Broadway show, which was Hamilton.
What?
And
Hold
yeah.
on. Okay.
No biggie. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Um it was such a roller coaster, it being my Broadway debut, and it was just one of those dream come trues.
What would you say to someone? So, you grew up dancing and in this environment, but what about someone who says, I can't dance, I can't perform?
Mm. In my classes, I usually say can't is a no-no. The word can't is like not allowed in my classes. A lot of the times when I'll be giving a step or a movement, and I'll get a student that says, "Oh, Hope, I can't do that." I always try and let them know, actually, you can do it.
Hmm.
If you're struggling with something, why don't we phrase the question differently? Why don't we say, I'm having issues with this. I'm having problems with picking up this step. There's always ways that we can not put ourselves down, like I can't do it. But immediately when we say I can't do something,
Hmm.
you checked out. You left the room, exit stage left. and I think we can do it. I started teaching then, booked Hamilton. After my run at the show, I was able to actually go to other countries and teach around the world. I always knew the power of dance within me was big, but if I could offer that to somebody else and kind of open their world up to a whole new like dimension almost, I
Yep.
was like, I need to do that. So when I came back, I was like, how can I kind of recreate that for myself, that purpose that I have? How do I find that purpose again within my day-to-day life? So that kind of was like the impetus to starting Dance for Hope, which is my nonprofit organization. And Dance for Hope kind of started when there was like the immigration crisis last year. These kids were being separated from their families and they were being detained. Um, and I was able to work with some of them in the studio. What I love about dance is it is a universal language,
Hmm.
and no matter where you come from, dance, like especially for this specific community, dance is in their culture. And so that's like what Dance for Hope is all about. It's all about like creating that safe space for these people, allowing them to express themselves, and let them find their voice, their physical voice, and then their artistic and creative voice on top of that. So that's what Dance for Hope is. It's been going on for a little over a year now, and we're just gonna continue to teach these classes and try and reach as many people as we can. Like, dance has always been this therapeutic outlet for me, within the kind of trauma that I've experienced. I've lost both of my parents, and so I've been able to use dance and art as like a coping mechanism,
Hmm.
for like the loss that I've had. And so as far as like dimension, that's kind of where I'm coming from, is like throughout my hardships, dance has always been that outlet for me. And like, as much as that's such an important thing for me, it's such an important thing for me to realize that and give that to someone else.
Hmm.
And so that's like what my main goal and mission is right now, is to like, now that I've realized that the power that art has in my life, like how can I like receive that and also give that to someone that also needs it.
Two, three. Hey!
Hope.